Hey there people, how's it going? This is Flawless from Flawless Rage 2 bringing you a double Throwback Thursday. So this week we're going to be talking about the first one here, which is Ghostbusters. Ghostbusters is a huge favourite of mine, a personal favourite. We'll be talking about the films and also what followed. Let's get it started. So Ghostbusters is a film about three scientists who basically get kicked out of the university where they're studying because they haven't been able to give over enough evidence and of their findings. And so they decide to go into paranormal ghost hunting. And they set up this company called Ghostbusters. The characters in Ghostbusters are absolutely phenomenal characters. There's 4 Ghostbusters. The first one is, in the movies, Peter Venkman, played by Bill Murray. There is Egon Spengler, who is played by Harold Ramis. There is also Ray Stantz, who is played by Dan Aykroyd. You may know him from other films like The Blues Brothers and stuff. Also, there is Winston Zeddemore, who is played by Ernie Hudson. They have an assistant who works for them, like their receptionist, called Janine Melnitz, who is played by Ann Potts in the movies. Ghostbusters was the first movie, was released in 1984. It was directed by Ivan Reitman. It was absolutely a fantastic film at the time. It charted everything. It took the world by storm. And a few years later came back to make a sequel, which was Ghostbusters 2. That, what you see there, is the DVD box set of Ghostbusters 1 and 2. What you see also here is the cartoons, the real Ghostbusters, that was called. I'll get onto that in a minute. Also, I've got the soundtrack here. I got it twice. I got it once on vinyl and once on CD. After the film's success, they released the cartoon, which is pretty weird for these days, because usually it's a cartoon, then a movie, or like a video game and then a movie. But they did it the other way around, and the cartoon came after the movie. It was a great, really good cartoon. Now, it's called The Real Ghostbusters instead of just Ghostbusters. There is a reason for that. There was a Ghostbusters beforehand, produced by Filmation. There was another version called Ghostbusters, and it was kind of like the same sort of concept but different, if that makes any sense whatsoever. I mean, it had a ghost hunting like gorilla or monkey or something in it. But to me, that is Ghostbusters right there. I've loved Ghostbusters since I was a kid. I will always love Ghostbusters. And another fun fact for you is, a few years ago, it was Ghostbusters' 25th anniversary, and they released the video game of Ghostbusters, which was in a way the same, but also a little different to the film, a few nods here and there. The first one being sort of like the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. That guy right there, he's in the video game. The video game was released on PS3 and Xbox 360. I played it, I had it, and I completed it. It was a fantastic game to play through. And, you know, it was absolutely fantastic. I mean, Ghostbusters is something that will always stand the test of time. I mean, the things what you can see there I own are the vinyl soundtrack and the CD. The movies 1 and 2 were mine. And also the real Ghostbusters, they're the cartoons. Them 3 DVDs are all owned by my son. He's 6 years old and he likes Ghostbusters. You know, so it's something that will always stand the test of time, and it's absolutely fantastic. Ghostbusters 2 was released in 1989. I actually saw that one in the cinema twice. Awesome times. It was, you know, it was the same sort of concept, but in a way a little different, because instead of people calling up saying, "We've seen a ghost, come get it," it was sort of like more of an investigation. In the plot in Ghostbusters 2 is, there is slime flowing under New York City through the old rail systems and everything like that. But its energy is being drawn to this one place, the museum, where Dana Brooke, not Dana Brooke, that's a wrestler, sorry, Dana Barrett is, apologies for that, I've just been watching WWE, yeah, Dana Barrett, who is the love interest of Peter Venkman, is also, you know, where she sort of like goes to study art and do cleaning of sculptures and stuff like that and paintings. And there's this painting there called Vigo. And all of this evil energy from this slime is being generated towards him to make him live. He was a person once before. He's now painting and wants to live once more. But did the Ghostbusters save the day? Of course they saved the day. The film is absolutely outstanding to this day. You know, there's comedy in it. There's, you know, there might be a few scary bits for younger children if they're not used to that sort of thing. But there's comedy in it. There's a little bit of like paranormal stuff in it. And it was at the time, it was one of those things that really took off and always will take off and always will be here forever and ever, which I'm very happy about. Another interesting thing about Ghostbusters is that the film came first before the cartoon. We've discussed that. But who sung the song? So, the original Ghostbusters song was sung by Ray Parker Jr. It was released for the movie Ghostbusters. And in Ghostbusters 2, the actual title song for it is called On Our Own, which is sung by Bobby Brown, and it's you know, go check it out on YouTube. It's absolutely fantastic. The songs are there, but the thing about it is, Ghostbusters song nearly had a copyright strike against it. Before that, well, around about the same sort of time, a song by Huey Lewis and the News was released called I Want a New Drug. Now, people say it sounds very much like the Ghostbusters theme tune. Go and take a listen for yourself. Me personally, I think there's a little bit there, but nothing to be, you know, all hoity-toity about. It's just one of them things, and it was, you know, but it won. It's, you know, it won. It was in the film, and that's around about it. That's all we have to say about Ghostbusters, apart from last year, 2016, Ghostbusters was back with this. This is the 2016 version of The Ghostbusters, starring Melissa McCarthy. This is an awesome movie. Anyone who's ever seen it will, you know, if you see it and that may be what starts getting you into Ghostbusters, brilliant. It's, you know, it's a different take on it. The first Ghostbusters were men. The receptionist was a female. This time, the Ghostbusters are women, and the receptionist is a man. There's, in this movie, there is nods to the original movie as well. You see, in the first one you see is a sort of like a statue of a head, which is Harold Ramis, who tragically died a few years ago. So, before we continue there, rest in peace, Harold Ramis. You were absolutely fantastic. Thank you for the Ghostbusters. It's a you know, there's nods to all of them in it. I mean, Dan Aykroyd is in it. He plays a taxi driver. Bill Murray is in it. He plays a paranormal investigator. Ernie Hudson is in it, and he is the uncle of that one right there. And he's the one who sort of like has the car. And like I said, there's a statue head of Harold Ramis. So that's got nods to the original Ghostbusters in it, which is absolutely fantastic. And what more can you say? Ghostbusters is amazing. It'll always be amazing. It was a huge part of my childhood, and I will love it forever and ever. That was part 1 of your Throwback Thursday. Let's do part 2. Also in 1984, there was another movie released. More of a sci-fi issue this time, but action as well at the same time. You guessed it, it was none other than the one and the only Terminator. This movie was released in 1984. This film stars Arnold Schwarzenegger, who is a robot sent back from the future. And he's basically trying to... It's all about robots and sort of like things like that, trying to take over the world. It's quite strange, really, when you think about the concept of it, but a great movie nonetheless. The Terminator is, well, the story of it basically is he goes looking for the mother of John Connor, who is like the leader of the free world in the future. We're talking way into the future. But robots and things like that want to take over, so he has to eliminate John Connor. How do you do that? By killing the mother. The mother was played by Linda Hamilton. It's a fucking fantastic film. You got to watch it. It's rated 15. But it needs to be watched. You know, go watch it. It's you know, you're going to love it if you do go watch it. If you've never seen the original Terminator before, and you've seen the other ones, now there was I think there's about 5 Terminator films now, them being the Terminator, Terminator 2, which we'll get to in a minute, and also Terminator Salvation, and also the newest one, Terminator Genesis. They couldn't have picked a better person to play the Terminator in my view than Arnold Schwarzenegger. He's not only a movie star, but he's also a legend in film anyway. You know, he's a legend in films, he's a great film star, he's also the part of the Terminator. I mean, how they've, you know, casting for that was absolutely fantastic. The Terminator is sort of like, well, if you like your sci-fi, you'll love it. If you love action, you'll love it. It's all there, it's for you, it's brilliant. But that one was released in 1984. They followed up a few years later, in 1992, I believe, or 1991, with Terminator 2 Judgment Day. Once again, also starring Arnold Schwarzenegger, but they also had another Terminator in it. And for the life of me, I can't remember his real name, but you'll know him, he's in the Marine. This film follows the same sort of thing. They try and get John Connor, but Arnold Schwarzenegger's character of the Terminator is trying to help them save the world this time. And the other Terminator, who's made of a different material, comes back, and he, you know, he's the one who's got to try and kill John Connor now. It's always about trying to kill John Connor. Leave the man alone. Great music in this. The actual main music for this from the soundtrack was a track by the rock band Guns N' Roses. The song was called You Could Be Mine. It's on the Use Your Illusion 2 album. It's absolutely a fantastic song to go with a fantastic film. What more can be said? You know, we're talking 80s into the 90s here now. And that is basically, you know, what the most I can give you, really. But we're gonna this video is starting to drag on a bit, so I'm gonna close it off in a sec. Before I do, I'd like to say thank you to every single person out there for subscribing to me. You guys are absolutely fantastic. I wouldn't be making videos if it wasn't for you. I don't put ads on my videos, and I make no money from this. I literally do it for your viewing pleasure. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. I am very you know, happy that you enjoy my content and enjoy what I've got to say. Also, thanks for putting up with me while I've been ill. I still don't feel right, but I needed to get this video done. So, you know, I don't want to miss another Throwback Thursday. So, yeah, what more can be said? Thank you very, very much for watching this video. Thank you so much for it. If you liked it, drop it a like. Subscribe here if you're new. Turn on the post notifications to be notified of every time I load a brand new video. And what more can be said? Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. And always remember, guys, to keep smiling.